Ladies and gentlemen, incorporated in 2002, AGS Transact Technologies Limited is one of the largest integrated omni-channel payment solutions providers in India in terms of providing digital and cash-based solutions to banks and corporate clients as of March 31st, 2021. AGS Transact provides customized products and services comprising ATM and CRM outsourcing, cash management, and digital payment solutions, including merchant solutions, transaction processing services, and mobile wallets across the country. AGS Transact Technologies has over the years built a very successful digital platform through FastLane, India's first RFID-based fueling app and on-go ecosystem. AGS Transact, ladies and gentlemen, also has a very significant presence in many other countries such as Sri Lanka, Singapore, Cambodia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Today, on this very momentous occasion, we would like to welcome the various dignitaries who have taken their precious time to join us for this very auspicious occasion. We would like to welcome them with a bouquet of flowers. So I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE. Let's have a huge round of applause for him, please. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here with us today the leadership team of AGS Transact Technologies Limited. These industry stalwarts will be telling us more about the company and its achievements as we move forward. A very welcome to all. I would now like to request Mr. Ravi B. Goel, Chairman and Managing Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come forward. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very warm welcome to you. Now may I request Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come forward. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I now request Mr. Vijay Chugh, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now may I request Mr. Rahul Narayan Bhagat, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come forward. Warm welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. Stanley Johnson, Executive Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come forward. Warm welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite on stage Mr. Saurabh Lal, Chief Financial Officer, AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Warm welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to extend a very, very warm welcome to the book running lead managers who played an integral part in the success of this IPO. We have you with us, and I would like to invite on stage Mr. Ajay Saurabh, Executive Director and Head, Investment Banking and Institutional Equities, ICICI Securities Limited. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now may I request Mr. Rakesh Singh, Group Head, Investment Banking, Private Banking, Marketing and Products, HDFC Bank Limited. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now may I request Mr. Atul Mehra, Managing Director and CEO, JM Financial Limited, to please come forward. Well, welcome to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now commence this auspicious occasion by lighting of the ceremonial lamp, for which I request the following dignitaries to please join us. Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSC. The members of the board of AGS Transact Technologies Limited, Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Mr. Vijay Chugh, Mr. Rahul Narayan Bhagat, the management team of AGS Transact Technologies Limited, Mr. Ravi Goel, Mr. Stanley Johnson, Mr. Saurabh, and the book running lead managers, Mr. Ajay Saurabh, ICICI Securities, Mr. Rakesh Singh, HDFC Bank Limited, and Mr. Atul Mehra, JM Financial Limited, to please join us. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tradition marking a new and a very prosperous beginning of AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, on this very auspicious note, now I would like to invite and call forward Mr. Ajay Saurabh, Executive Director and Head, Investment Banking and Institutional Equities, ICICI Securities Limited, to initiate the proceedings. Warm welcome to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of AGS Transact Technologies Limited and the book running lead managers to the issue, I would like to welcome you all to the listing ceremony. It has been delighted to be part of this journey of bringing AGS to the Indian capital market. Today's listing event marks, to me, a seminal moment in the journey of AGS Transact. We have taken a while to come here, but Ravi ji, we are here today, and that's important. Huh? Some salient feature of AGS, one of the largest integrated omni-channel payment solution provider in India in terms of providing digital and cashback solution to banks and corporate clients. Second largest company in India in terms of revenue from ATM managed services under the outsourcing model, and also the largest deployer of POS terminal at petroleum outlets in India. The issue was of 680 crores, which was subscribed very well across all categories of institutional HNI and retail categories. And it has actually on a very volatile market, that's a very, very well subscribed issue. And it also marks the first IPO of 2022. So congratulations, that's a great milestone to remember. On this auspicious and momentous occasion of listing, I would like to convey our best wishes to the company on its endeavor on creating value for the new shareholders. You have, few lakh shareholders now, Ravi. So, I'm sure they will be taken care of, and as you create wealth for them in years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for initiating the proceedings. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Ravi B. Goel, Chairman and Managing Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to share his thoughts on achieving this great milestone. Let's have a huge, huge round of applause for him.
Shri Ashish Kumar Ji Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE, our eminent Board of Directors, Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Mr. Vijay Chugh, Mr. Rahul Bhagat, our BRLM friends, Mr. Ajay Saraf, Mr. Rakesh Singh, Mr. Atul Mehra, our PR partner, Shri Rajesh Chaturvedi, and Team AGS. A very good morning to all of you. It's a great honor to be here at the iconic BSE and open the IPO season of this year. We would finally be joining the prestigious league of only 5,245 companies listed on BSE. It feels nothing short of a miracle. Before I continue, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all our investors, shareholders, our board members, BRLMs, lawyers, auditors, PR agency, and all my colleagues in Team AGS, and not to forget their family and every person who has supported us throughout this IPO process. So friends, finally we did it. Today is a historic day for all of us at AGS. We have been dreaming for this day for quite some time. In any company's life, IPO event is only once. We tried few times earlier, and I salute every member, every team member of AGS for their never give up attitude. They all worked tirelessly and relentlessly. We all know anything worth doing is not easy, and this is what is engraved in every team member of AGS. Way back in 2011-12, we had an investment from two marquee private equity investors, TPG and Actis, who guided us in making of AGS. Our belief in business was so strong that in 2018, we bought back the shares from our PE friends. As you all know, we are in business of payments. Our philosophy has been that we should enable every transaction a consumer does, irrespective of whether it is cash or digital. In digital also, it could have various form factors like cards, UPI, Bharat QR, etc. We created a very diversified portfolio with majority of our revenues coming from top-rated companies, whether it is bank, whether it is retailer, or whether it is oil marketing companies. Our ATM outsourcing contracts have been with all major private sector banks and have been very, very long-term, ranging from 7 to 10 years. Our focus has been always on more and more recurring revenues, that is, a predictable revenue. Our focus on digital payments in last few years is going to be our future growth engine. Our technology team has always been coming out with unique solutions for various industries. When we started our roadshow in November, we were very encouraged by the response of our investors. They really liked our simple business model, our long-term contracts with top companies, and our majority of the revenue being recurring in nature. They also liked our strategy of good cash flows being generated from cash business and getting invested into the future digital business. Everyone was of the opinion that if we can reduce the high-cost debt, then AGS can be in a different orbit. So this was an object of the issue, wherein this IPO of 680 crore of OFS, the promoter was to infuse 650 crore in the company and pay off the debt within 5 business days of receipt of the proceeds. I'm very pleased to inform that the issue proceeds have already been infused into the company, and AGS has already paid off the debt within 1 business day, and in fact, even before listing. The same has been already informed to the exchanges. As mentioned earlier, our diversification of portfolio and our business model has proved us right, even during demonetization and now pandemic. Our special appreciation to every member of AGS who worked relentlessly throughout these tough times and were no less than frontline workers performing essential services uninterruptedly. Our special gratitude to our board of directors for having faith, trust, and confidence in us. They have been always very encouraging and source of strength for all of us. Our special thanks to the regulators, SEBI, BSE, and NSE. Also, once again, I would like to give special thanks to BRLM's auditors, lawyers, our PR partners. We are truly excited with the enthusiasm of our new investors and shareholders. As you know, we got fantastic response during our book building process. We have very high pedigree investors of foreign and domestic institutions like HDFC Mutual Fund, Nippon Mutual Fund, Think Investments, White Oak, IIFL, Plutus, Quant, Saint Capital, Abacus, and many more. I would also like to welcome our new shareholders, and I'm sure with our focus on digital payments, diversified portfolio, having very long-term contracts with top companies, majority of the revenue being recurring in nature, and a team having an attitude to always create something new, and obviously never give up attitude, I'm sure we are all heading for exciting times. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for motivating us. Ladies and gentlemen, next, I would like to invite and call forward Mr. Sudeep Bandyopadhyay, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to share a few words on this achievement. Warm welcome to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is one day we've been waiting for quite some time. This is actually a momentous occasion for AGS Transact, and because it's getting listed in the exchanges. Kudos to Mr. Ravi Goel, Mr. Saurabh Lal, Stanley Johnson, my colleagues on the board, Mr. Vijay Chugh, Mr. Rahul Bhagat, and Mr. S.K. Mitra, who is not here. I would like to also express, like Ravi, gratitude to the BRLM, my old friend Ajay Saraf from ICICI, JM Financial, HDFC, Ad Factors, of course, the auditors, the lawyers. I think they have done a commendable job and supported us in this process. I feel a great sense of pride as I stand here today. I started associating with the company way back in 2010. Those days, I think people haven't heard of digital payment. That word was not coined yet. It was pretty much long queues in banks, few ATMs here and there. That's about it. Over the last 11, 12 years, I think there has been a massive transition, and transition for the good. And I'm very happy to note that AGS has been a part of this transition, whereby our economy, our country has moved probably way ahead of many other developed countries. And we want to continue this growth, and I want AGS to be a part of this growth and ensure that we are in the right track. The past decade, of course, hasn't been without its ups and downs. I must mention the demon as well as the pandemic. I think that was an acid test for a company like AGS, which had ATMs across the country. The tenacity, the kind of strength, and the courage of the team actually made us really, really proud. I think in spite of the raging pandemic, we didn't allow, as far as possible, the ATMs to run out of cash, and the payment system operated very, very smoothly. Kudos to the AGS team for achieving that. I think all this gave us the confidence that we will definitely be succeeding as a listed company very, very soon. I think that strength propelled us to move into the seek market participation in the company, and I think today is a great day that we have achieved that. I also must mention, Ravi briefly touched upon, that apart from the traditional business of ATM outsourcing, cash management, AGS also has ventured into very, very interesting fields. One, I find that petroleum retail, I think that's one area which probably over the next few years, AGS and maybe a few other companies will revolutionize. And that's for the good. The entire industry will benefit, customers will benefit, and overall it will be an efficient ecosystem created through the fast lane and other petroleum retail applications of AGS. Also, I must talk about OnGo, the other product which AGS has, and that's a payment solution which probably will revolutionize urban transport. The way that we envisage urban transport, the way we ensure payments are made for urban transport will transform over the next few years, and AGS will be at the forefront of that. We as board members are looking forward to that day, and I can assure the investors that we will continue our practice of best possible corporate governance. We will strive to achieve superb financial results and ensure stakeholder value creation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE, to say a few words to this August gathering. Warm welcome to you, sir.
Shri Ravi Goel, Chairman and Managing Director, AGS Transact Technologies. Shri Sudip Bandyopadhyay, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies. Shri Vijay Chugh, Independent Director. Shri Rahul Narayan Bhagat, Independent Director. Shri Stanley Johnson, Executive Director. Shri Saurabh Lal, Chief Financial Officer. Shri Ajay Saraf, ICICI Securities, Shri Rakesh Singh, HDFC Bank, Shri Atul Mehra, JM Financial. A good morning to all of you here at the BSE's iconic International Convention Center to celebrate the equity listings of AGS Transact Technologies. Earlier, this hall used to be trading floor, but now it is used to host events such as today's listing. Most of the activity of BSE, the world's fastest exchange with a speed of 6 microseconds and 10 times faster than any exchange in India, happens at data centers just above this hall, highlighting the transformation. Today, 1 out of every 3 rupees held by Indians as wealth is now represented in this hall. BSE is India's leading and most diverse exchange, providing an efficient and transparent markets for trading in a bouquet of products including debt, equities, currencies, commodities, interest rates, mutual funds, insurance, agricultural products, and many more. Over past 147 years, BSE has put forward its platform for over 9.5 crore investors to trade in a highly secure and reliable environment that offered enhanced liquidity, diversity of participants, innovative technology, and trustworthy clearing services. The BSE platform is designed to not only provide liquidity, but also bring efficiency and transparency in the price discovery mechanism for newly listed companies. We are confident that by listing on BSE, AGS Transact Technologies will not only be able to enhance its visibility and profile, but also broaden its investor base that we hope will support its business expansion plans. I congratulate the management of AGS Transact Technologies, its merchant bankers, ICICI Securities, HDFC Bank, JM Financial, and everyone else involved with this issue for a successful listing as they forge forward in their business. BSE looks forward to continue being AGS Transact Technologies' preferred fundraising partner as they expand their reach and grow in scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Unmesh Sharma, Head, Institutional Equities, HDFC Bank Limited, to please come forward. More welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. In the interest of time, I think we have time to ring the gong now. Good morning. It's an absolute pleasure to share the dais with Ravi, Saurabh, and our co-BRLMs. One thing I wanted to talk about, everyone's talked about the company, but one thing that we have all learned from this deal, from Ravi, Saurabh, Vinayak, Stanley, and the team at AGS, and also, in fact, the BRLMs, is that this journey started 4 years ago, and it seemed like a very, very tough task at that point in time. I think if you stay positive and keep moving 1 inch at a time in the right direction, I think you can go a very long way. On that note, sir, on behalf of team HDFC, family HDFC, sir, for you, on this momentous occasion, I would like to congratulate Ravi. It's an absolute proud moment, both for you and also for us at HDFC. Thanks for trusting us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we all have been eagerly waiting for has finally arrived. Yes, when AGS Transact Technologies Limited will be listed on the stock exchanges of India. So I would like to invite the fallen dignitaries to please come on stage for the gong ringing ceremony. But before I do that, I also request everybody in the audience to please be seated throughout the gong ringing ceremony for better videography. Thank you. So may I please invite on stage Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE. The management of AGS Transact Technologies, Mr. Ravi B. Goel, Mr. Sudeep Bandopadhyay, Mr. Vijay Chugh, Mr. Rahul Bhagat, Mr. Saurabh Lal, Mr. Stanley Johnson, Mr. Kiran Goel, Mr. Vinayak Goel, Mr. Satish Zope, Mr. Sanjeev Tiwari, Mr. Shailesh Shetty, and the BRLMs, Mr. Ajay Saraf, Mr. Rakesh Singh, Mr. Unmesh Sharma, Mr. Ashwini Tandon, Mr. Kushal Doshi, Mr. Atul Mehra, and Mr. Anish Damania. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just a couple of minutes away from the very, very historic moment. Also, just a few seconds before 10 o'clock, we'll be having a customary countdown. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, only a few seconds to go, and we're going to have a customary countdown very soon. So I request everybody from the audience, our dignitaries, the guests, to have a countdown with us together. So at 10 o'clock sharp, we'll be ringing the gong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a few seconds more. All right, just now we're going to have a customary countdown, everyone. So please be ready and please be seated. All right, so everyone, along with us, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Many, many congratulations to AGS Transact Technologies Limited for being officially listed on BSE. Hearty, hearty congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, all the dignitaries and the guests, may I request everybody to kindly take your seats as we will have to continue the proceedings. Everyone, may I request everyone to kindly take your seats as we have to continue the proceedings, and then we can have a very nice photo op with the gong. Yes, may I request everyone to kindly take your seats. May I request everyone to kindly take your seats as we are continuing with the proceedings. We're continuing with the event and the ceremony. Yes.
Maybe I think we can do the photo ops after the ceremony.
Yes, we'll have the photo ops after the ceremony is over. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, may I request everybody to kindly take your seats. And now, without further ado, may I request Mr. Atul Mehra, Managing Director and CEO, JM Financial Limited, to share a few words on this very auspicious occasion. Mr. Atul Mehra. Yes, a warm welcome to you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is an auspicious day as AGS Transact Technologies Limited got listed on the browsers a few minutes back. I would like to congratulate Ravi, Saurabh, Stanley, and other members of the management team along with the board of directors at AGS, for building a very unique and a special company. All of us, when I say all of us, I mean all of us who were involved in the transaction, believed in the success of this IPO. We believe it will happen, and that is what has happened today. Investors also shared the same enthusiasm when we took this company to them, and they were particularly impressed with the management for the enthusiasm that was shown by Raviji, Saurabh, and Stanley during the roadshow, and what is more important, answering their questions in a tireless manner. Net result, we have seen tremendous response from all categories of investors. Again, what is impressive, AGS upheld its commitment that was informally explained to all the investors, that as soon as the IPO is over, the money would come back into the company and the debt would be significantly reduced, which has happened, and that is a great tick. And this significantly reduces the debt of the company and helps in improving the profitability. Today, at an IPO price of 175 per share, which got listed at 178, we command a market cap of approximately 2,100 crore. And I believe this is just the beginning. We hope to see AGS score to the greater heights as we move along. Raviji, today's listing also puts a greater responsibility on your shoulder and the management. Your responsibilities have grown manyfold. From having one shareholder, now you have approximately 175,000 shareholders. So that's a huge number that you have to work for and keep them together and keep them happy. I would like to use this opportunity and say a big thank you to our regulator, SEBI, and the two regulators, the stock exchange, BSE and NSE, for giving us all the support and the timely approvals so that the IPO could be completed in a time-bound manner. Thank you very much to all the intermediaries who have worked together to ensure a resounding success for this IPO. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, continuing the tradition, we'll be having an exchange of mementos. And to do the honors, may I request Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE, will now present a special listing memento along with symbolic BSE bull to Mr. Ravi B. Goel, Chairman and Managing Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Thank you, Ravi, sir. Now, I would request the management of AGS Transact Technologies Limited to receive the memento from Ashish Kumar Chauhan, sir. Now, may I request Mr. Sudeep Bandopadhyay, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come forward and receive the memento from sir. Now may I request Mr. Vijay Chugh, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come on stage. Now may I request Mr. Rahul Bhagat, Independent Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come on stage. Now I would like to invite Mr. Stanley Johnson, Executive Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to please come on stage to receive the memento from sir. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Saurabh Lal, Chief Financial Officer, AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Now, sir will present the special mementos to the BRLMs. May I request Mr. Ajay Saraf, Executive Director and Head, Investment Banking and Institutional Equities, ICICI Securities Limited, to please come forward. Now, may I request Mr. Rakesh Singh, Group Head, Investment Banking, Private Banking, Marketing and Products, HDFC Bank Limited, to please come forward. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Atul Mehra, Managing Director and CEO, JM Financial Limited. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. May I request you to please be on stage. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ravi B. Goel, Chairman and Managing Director, AGS Transact Technologies Limited, to present memento to Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, MD and CEO, BSE. Thank you, Mr. Chauhan, for doing the honors. And may I request Ravi, sir, to please be stationed on stage as he'll be presenting special mementos to the esteemed partners whose contribution have been invaluable in the successful listing. May I request Mr. Ajay Saraf, Executive Director and Head, Investment Banking and Institutional Equities, ICICI Securities Limited, to please come on stage. Now may I request Mr. Rakesh Singh, Group Head, Investment Banking, Private Banking, Marketing and Products, HDFC Bank Limited, Mr. Unmesh Sharma, Head, Institutional Equities, HDFC, Mr. Ashwini Tandon, Vice President, Equity Capital Markets, HDFC Bank Limited, Mr. Kushal Doshi, Vice President, Equity Capital Markets, HDFC Bank Limited, to please come forward. Now may I request Mr. Atul Mehra, Managing Director and CEO, JM Financial Limited, and Mr. Anish Damania, Managing Director and CEO, Institutional Equities Division, JM Financial Limited, to please come on stage. Now may I request Registrar to the offer, Mr. Karthik Neelakantan, COO, Link Inktime India Private Limited, and Mr. Abhijit Deb, AVP, Primary Market, Link Inktime India Private Limited, to please come forward to receive memento from sir. Thank you. Now may I request Mr. Rajesh Chaturvedi from Ad Factors Advertising and PR to please come forward. Well, welcome to you, sir. Thank you. And thank you, Ravi, sir, for doing the honors. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our other partners, legal counsel to the company, S&R Associates, legal counsel to the BRLMs, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, the international legal counsel to the BRLMs, Sidley Austin LLP, and the auditors, BSR, and the printer for their contribution in making this IPO a grand success. Thank you, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the vote of thanks, may I invite on stage Mr. Saurabh Lal, Chief Financial Officer, AGS Transact Technologies Limited. Warm welcome to you.
Good morning, everyone. What a day, sir, it was for us. We all waited for so long, I think. Today is the day for us. So I will start thanking everyone. It's good morning to everyone. It's a great honor to propose vote of thanks on behalf of AGS. I extend my deepest gratitude to all who are present here, and especially people who have come here and people who have joined virtually also to us. It's a very great event for us. What we have witnessed today is a dream that has come to a realization. A dream that Mr. Ravi B. Goel, our esteemed board of directors, our management, our leadership team, and full AGS family saw. And what we have seen today is a realization of that dream. So the outcome is amazing for all of us. I take this opportunity to thank all our bankers, ICICI Securities, HDFC Bank, and JM Financials, our lawyers, SNR, Sidley and Austin, Cyril and Amarchand Mangaldas for their continuous guidance and support to us. I would like to also express our deepest gratitude to our registrar, the regulator SEBI, to make this process such a smooth and seamless for execution. To the media fraternity for thanks for all their support, our PR and advertising partner AdFactors, and our auditor BSR. Thank you for helping us to navigate through this journey. And to our esteemed exchanges, BSE and NSE, it's been truly an honor to getting listed on the BSE and NSE exchange. Again, as to move forward, definitely we have a new set of shareholders, new set of investors in our company. So we thanks all the shareholders and all the marquee investors who have kept a good faith on us, have actually believed our business model and our vision, and to make this IPO instrument a success. Little did we know of this initial public offer that it's going to be the first IPO of 2022, and we saw an overwhelming response from all forms, all investors community. And our IPO was subscribed almost 8 times. This reinforced our confidence in strong and scalable business model that we operate in. I take this opportunity to thank our board of directors for their continuous guidance and support in every step of the journey. Your contribution has made this entire IPO process a very smooth and seamless one. Last but not the least, I would like to recognize this platform to thank my finance team who has actually, and all the business functions of the company, who has worked tirelessly around the clock, putting every minute of their day, every ounce of their energy in ensuring that this day arrives. Before I sign off, I would like to highlight AGS Transact Technologies IPO is a journey of aspirations, hard work, and dedications. We have come a long way, and I'm confident that as we begin to write this new chapter, there are new heights to reach. Thank you once again to all.
Thank you so much, sir. With that, we would like to conclude this very wonderful ceremony. We're extremely grateful to BSE, the book running lead managers to the issue, our members of the board, the entire team of AGS Transact Technologies Limited, our family and friends, well-wishers, our shareholders, and all the viewers who took out their precious time to celebrate this very, very momentous occasion with us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great, great day ahead. Thank you. With that, I would also like to say that the refreshments are served in the adjacent room, so kindly help yourselves, enjoy yourselves. I would also like to have one nice photo op on stage as well. So the AGS Transact Technologies team can come on stage. We can have a very nice photo op then. Thank you.